we have a horse on connecting places here in Hawick, and this is Phoebe. Pauline?
Yeah.
From Hawick.
Pauline from Hawick, yeah. And this is Phoebe. And yeah, we've loved the common riding, love Hawick common riding, love all the common ridings, but particularly Hawick, being from Hawick. You might not know what a common riding is. Well, it's in Hawick, it's the kind of combination of a couple of things. Back in 1514, there's not very much evidence, but it's said that there was a battle just outside Hawick the year after the Battle of Flodden, when all the men of war age had been killed. So in 1514, when there was no men in the town, there was some people camped up outside Hawick, and the youths, it's said, went and killed these people and stole their banner. Other people think that probably if there were 14 and 15-year-olds, that mothers would have been around, so it's widely thought that in some circles that women would have been involved. So this youth came back with the flag from the people that had been apparently killed, and that's the symbol of the cornet, and every year a different man is chosen to carry the flag at the common riding. The other element to it that's sort of combined in with it now is that over the years, back in the day, to keep your land, you had to check the boundaries of your land every year, and you had to ride round and just check that your neighbour hadn't moved the boundary. Fifi, you're cheeky. That your neighbour hadn't moved the boundary. So they talk about the common good land, that they needed to check the boundaries. So the burgesses, I don't know if they were the olden days councillors or what, but they would ride the boundaries and just check that none of them had been moved. And of course nowadays you don't have to check your boundaries like that. But so at some point over the centuries they've incorporated these two kind of historical things into the common riding, where this young man is chosen as cornet, and he's charged with riding the boundaries. And up till 1931, anyone could ride. Obviously, back in the days, there was a lot less followers and probably a lot less women followed. But there was women followed. But in 1931, there was an all-male committee had a meeting and decided that they would exclude women from next year's common riding. And so from 1932, all of Hawick common riding became men only, until it was challenged in 1996 when women won the right to join in. But at that time, it was said that they were allowed to join in, but what was agreed with the authorities was that women would ride the unofficial parts of the common riding and leave parts of it for men only. And certainly I've thought that if I've ever wanted to join in, I wasn't allowed. But the common riding committee confirmed that I was allowed. They issued a statement on Facebook saying that women were allowed to ride at everything, but kind of said, you're allowed, but please respect our tradition and don't.
Sorry. Polly, sorry.
It's a bit like giving the people, the women, the vote 100 years ago and saying, here's the vote, but please don't use it.
You're
ridiculous. And
you're very passionate about your history, Pauline.
Well, I've loved the common riding. You're brought up with it in the town. It's at the school. You sing all the songs. I've always loved horses, and so it incorporates everything about the town that's just great, and horses as well. So it was just great. But every year I would end up crying at some point because I couldn't join in.
Well, Pauline, if it was up to us, we would say join in, because you know what? That history is history, but we're now in 2019. Things have progressed a long time. Mm-hmm. Women have got a voice. You know, we are the mothers of the earth, they say. Mm-hmm. Anyway, good luck, Pauline.
Thank you.